Okay, so to start tying, you need some of the small 1/4 inch. These are Sterling number 64 by a brand Alliance, and these are 107s that are used as the power band. Number 37 Sterling by Alliance brand. Need a pouch. You can get that. I order these from Tex at Slingshot Forum. Really inexpensive. Or you can make your own, and you can use either a leather punch or even in a pinch, a little paper hole punch will work. You just punch a hole in it. And you should have a little slit coming out of the hole if you don't buy these from somebody. Put a little slit that keeps them from folding over weird. I use a little $1 knife from a local hardware store to cut everything. You can use scissors too. Cut these, fold it in half. You'll see one side is different color than the other. Push it through the leather about 3/4 of an inch or so. Fold it in half. And then you take one of your number 64 bands, the 1/4 inch bands. Fold it over, try and get all lined up so that all the ends sort of line up evenly or on top of each other. Nice and evenly. Actually, more evenly than that. And get them all lined up straight and even. Pull on it a couple times. That makes them perfectly even. And then take one of the 64 rubber bands, just cut that apart. Wrap it. I like to go once around and once around the other side. Just sort of clamp that end in. That rubber band is sort of clamped in there. And I go one more time. Do 4, 5, 6 windings, however many you like. I like to keep as few as possible so it's more aerodynamic. And then take a little loop of string. Just here. Take a little loop of string. Just tied in a knot. Put it on top, and then loop this around a couple more times. Third time I usually put it through the loop now. So at this point, take the end of the band, put it through the string. Pull tight. And you pull that string until it pops it through. Now it's holding it. Cut off all of the excess. Taking all that excess and just slicing it. Now you take the string and that pulls the end of the rubber all the way through. If you want, you can slice off the little bits of extra. Keep enough there to make sure that if it moves a little bit, it doesn't pull through. That's it. Actually, this is going to look like this. The bend is going to go on top. So on this side. And here's the knot on the other side. Do it one more time. I like to find on these Alliance bands, there's a, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little bit of a, always like sort of a bump where there's a halfway mark in the band. I always cut it right there. You can see there's 2 different colors on the band. I try and keep the colors matching. The darker side usually bend in half. Make sure you push that through on the inside of the pouch. Pull it through. About 3/4 of an inch or so. You can pull through more if you like. It just means you have to trim it afterwards. You have plenty of extra length on these Alliance bands. Make sure you get all of the edges of that band like nice and straight and even. What I usually do is pull it, tug it a little bit, and that kind of recenters everything. Make sure that I'm grabbing all the edges of the band right in the same spot so they're not twisted up. Put the rubber band around, wrap it once, then wrap it again around the other side of the band, so this little end is kind of in between the two wraps. I'll do it one more time. Grab the string and wrap it 3 more times. And then put it through. Here's the loop that I've gone over. I wrapped around that loop 3 times. Now I'm sticking this through. Pulling the end of the rubber band through that string. And then I pull the string until it pops that into the band down through the windings. Cut off the end of that rubber band. And pull the string the rest of the way. That pops the end down through. If you want to, you can trim this a couple times. So it's a little more aerodynamic. And you got a perfectly fitted pouch. Which, here on my little saunders, these are very easy to attach. Just pop off the little clips on the saunders. On a wood slingshot, you'll just tie these ends around the exact same way. Do a couple wraps, use a string, pop the string through. Use those alliance bands to tie them down. On the saunders, all you need to do, this is a Saunders Hawk. Make sure you got the pouch shooting the inside, shooting surface facing forward. Pull it through so there's about 7 inches, 6.5 to 7 inches from the pouch to the connection point. Pop the clip back in. That's one side. And then do the same thing for the other side. Make sure all the bands are straight and even. Try and get the same length on both sides. And if you're doing a traditional wood slingshot, the only difference is that you'll tie these on to the wood the exact same way you tied the band onto the loop. That's it. Now make sure it's exactly even. And then snip off any excess. And that's it.